Hey, happy Friday, happy full moon, happy solstice, happy all the high vibe energies we've got going on this happy Friday. I couldn't not do this video today from somewhere really beautiful with all this gorgeous high frequency energy that we're still riding from the solstice. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that and a little bit about the full moon tonight in Capricorn, just after 2 a.m. UK time. Hopefully you can hear the beautiful waves rolling in behind me and the birds singing this morning. This is a really powerful, packed couple of days. I am loving this energy. It's also quite a lot for the body to integrate. I don't know how you're finding it. I'd love to hear in the comments, how are you integrating these super high frequencies? Are you getting enough self-care? And this is one of the themes we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to cover the start of Cancer season. We are here in the nurturing, watery element of Cancer for the solar month ahead. We've got the full moon in Capricorn tonight, which is interestingly all about responsibilities to others. So we've got this polarity going on between looking after ourselves and our home and our family and being really nurturing and quite inward and all the feels, with this balance with how we're showing up excuse me, and serving others. So these interesting themes. So they're very much a hookup energy. So I did a video with the lovely Lucy Davis that's up on YouTube a couple of days ago. It's called the Solstice and Full Moon Hookup, and we really felt into that energy because these two events don't normally happen. We don't always have a full moon with the summer solstice, or we don't normally necessarily have something significant. So we've got these two really significant events we're bang in the middle of today, and those energies are still very much at play and still very much forming their own synergy together, which is quite a force. So we're still riding solstice vibes. So that is a lot about integrating higher frequencies. We've got the largest amount of light here in the northern hemisphere, or if you're in the southern hemisphere on the midsummer solstice, that's in December. And what we have with the midsummer solstice being the longest day is a celebration of light, ultimately. This is why I could not be here out in this gorgeous weather because we've got the most amount of daylight, which daylight and light from the cosmic source, from that sun, from our sun, is all about data. It's all about evolution. It's all about a great time for spiritual upgrades. But that is quite intensive on the body as we're navigating at this time the highest frequencies that we've ever been in, is my understanding. You know, as we evolve, we've never been in this point before of time, of evolution, of energies. The energies are really super fast, super high at the moment, and so that does take some integration, and by integration I mean some really good self-care, and that's where, interestingly, Cancer season is coming in. So we do always have the midsummer solstice starting at Cancer season. So we've got the themes of the celebration of light. We've also got themes of really deep nourishment with Cancer season. So looking after the vessel, coming inward, really taking some time to nurture and nourish ourselves. That organically spills out into our loved ones. It's a great time for caring for our families, really connecting with our families, reconnecting back in at the home. And to think about this interesting full moon tonight in Capricorn, that's a real polarity with the Cancer sun and the midsummer solstice, is, as I mentioned, the Capricorn energy is a lot about responsibilities to others, status, professional, the arena, ambition, drive, motivation. Can be quite a ruthless energy. It's lots about the mountain goat, sidewinding up the mountain. It doesn't matter how long it takes to get there or how it gets there, but it will reach the top. And we've got that beautiful, steadfast, driven energy with Capricorn. But that is often quite a polarity to the Cancer energy. They're in a polarity in the zodiac, because that's about outward energy, and that's about drive, and that's often about our professional career and status and the professional field. So the polarity with the Cancer sun, that's asking us to nurture ourselves. So we've got this really interesting balance. It's a really great time to notice where you are perhaps out of balance. So it will probably be highlighted to you already. You will probably already know. And certainly full moons are great for illuminating things and clearing out the old that doesn't serve us. So you probably will already notice if you're out of whack somewhere. You know, are you, if you've lost your drive and ambition, if you've lost your direction, if you've lost any kind of goals recently, any kind of ambitions that you want to reignite, this would be a really beautiful energy to do so, in balance with looking after yourself. Alternatively, if you've been working too hard, too long, too often, that might be shown in that the body will be screaming out for self-care in these high energies. It's so important to look after ourselves at this really high frequency time, and a full moon will always like to show us where we're out of whack, but particularly with this polarity, as we've got the two kind of opposite ends, as I mentioned. So my invitation to you today is to look at where you're shining, because we've got the beautiful midsummer solstice energy asking us to shine our most authentic light, asking us to enjoy and celebrate the light. Like, what have you been really proud of, and what are you celebrating? What have been your recent achievements? Thinking maybe as a focal point as to looking at the mid-winter solstice. Where were you 6 months ago? How has your life and your achievements and your evolution kind of developed over the last 6 months? What are you celebrating? Because this is a real focal point in the year to celebrate all things light, and that's a real culmination of where we've been coming from since the midwinter solstice, and where we're heading to for the next. We really need to mark that, really celebrate all of our achievements and all of our celebrations at this time, before we start thinking about what we're wanting to call in for the next 6 months. So it's a good kind of midpoint in the year to really kind of review and assess. So I invite you to celebrate your light, shine your authentic self, like enjoy this light energy, to be here as you. I had a really great conversation with Lucy Davis the other day on our video. It's on this YouTube channel, as I mentioned, and there's so many themes we covered, but it's really fascinating at the moment to think about this factor of authenticity. We hear this a lot bandied around the internet, authenticity, and what does it really mean? It's just about showing up as we are, not trying to pretend to be something we're not trying to do something to fit in. This is a really common one, feeling like we need to dim our light to fit in. So this energy is really amazing for just being ourselves, just being you, unapologetically you, just shining as you are, and then your people can find you. Now, we can often be, and I speak from personal experience, we can sometimes be afraid or ashamed or embarrassed to shine our authentic selves, because the people around us might not get it. And this can be the thing, unless we are shining as our authentic self, our tribe can't find us. Now, as Lucy and I were saying the other day, we're not here for everyone. Not everyone's going to like us. That was like massive for me when I started doing this kind of stuff, showing up online. It can be really hard knowing that, particularly as a recovering people pleaser, that not everyone's going to get me, not everyone's going to like me, not everyone's going to understand me, and that's okay. Like, I've had to get really okay with that, and I'm probably going to have to get more okay with that, because, you know, as time goes on, you find your tribe more acutely. So the people who don't get you and the people who are not your tribe, it will fall away. Now, that can be painful, even it can be difficult, it can be uncomfortable, but it's all for the purpose of being in your authentic space with your authentic tribe. So number one, shine your authentic light. Number two, we're looking at how we can take on this spiritual upgrade should we wish to, nurturing the body. So the spiritual upgrades are only available to us if we're able to integrate them into our physical body. So self-care, so the spiritual upgrade and the self-care, number three, they come hand in hand, because we can't really do one without the other at the moment. So you've got the beautiful vibes of the Cancer sun and the Cancer season, really here for it, really here for nourishing, really here for leaning inwards to what the feels are. Maybe we need to process something emotionally before we can kind of move on. Maybe we need to sit and take some time out with ourselves. I mean, this is an amazing time to be in nature. So part of your self-care, I'd really invite you to get outside, enjoy these beautiful high frequencies of the sun, if it's sunny where you are, or even just being in nature. So some really key kind of energy you can take from that for the self-care process. Otherwise, you know, it's really hamming up your self-care, doing what will really nourish you. Cancer season is so about nourishment and kind of home comforts. So if you are wanting to spend that self-care time at home and nourishing inwardly, like Cancer is really good at doing, then you can really, you know, get comfy, make your little nest in any way that kind of looks to you, really hamming up the self-care and the comfort and the nurturing and the nourishment. Good food, clean water, all of the absolute essentials for integrating these high frequencies. As well as the sun in Cancer, we've also got Mercury and Venus there. So our relationships are going to have a touch of this kind of self-care, this nourishment, but also heightened sensitivity. Cancer is the most sensitive sign of the zodiac. So we want to bear in mind that, you know, we need to kind of approach things carefully, we're not trying to walk on eggshells, but we do want to remember this is quite a sensitive time emotionally for the collective. Our sun is our life force energy, so that's in Cancer. So we've got that energy is in the collective life force for the next solar month. We've got Venus there, so our relationships have this touch of sensitivity, but also this touch of real nurturing and nourishment and connectedness and inwardness and all the feels. And Mercury is in Cancer as well, so it's a great time to be discussing emotions. You know, have the deep conversations, have the inward processes as well with yourself, have the journaling prompts around how you're feeling, what you're processing, what wants to move through the body. Because again, in the polarity with the full moon in Capricorn, full moons are all about clearing out the old for what we're making space for with the new. So I've given you a few prompts there. I hope you enjoy some of those, and I will look forward to seeing you next week. Enjoy the rest of this solstice energy. We've still got this energy around for a few days, so enjoy all of that and the full moon this evening. I send you so much love.